Got a lot of questions asking about homeschooling and unschooling and adjusting to real life, so I'm going to do a quick video answering those, and then I want to do a video later kind of breaking down more of the structure of the intentional community, because I was also getting questions about that, but that deserves its own video. So anyway, to answer this question, I really loved how I went at my own pace, so I never felt like I was super behind in anything because there was no system of like I never knew what grade I was in exactly. I just go by age for everything, but I never felt like, oh, I'm behind in this. I really struggled with math. I still do. And until I got to later in high school, I never was feeling super dumb because I didn't have a class, that was ahead of me. So that was really an advantage that I liked. And I like being able to pick out my own stuff to do. Something I would change, but this all kind of depends on the kid, because I went through a period of my life where I was really anxious and couldn't go anywhere. But get involved in a lot more activities and clubs than I did. I was in only one or two, but stay busy. I would say that would be a big thing because I got bored a lot. A lot of people also asked about my adjustment to, normal life. Outside of the commune. I don't live in a commune anymore. I live in an apartment on my own in a different city. So I kind of did baby steps into all these other things. So at my homeschool group, I had a bunch of kids there. So I got, I knew how to interact with a lot of people. And then when I went to my more structured homeschool group, that's when I kind of went from, a more informal setting where it's just kids and parents to teachers. And so I learned how to do that. And then I went from, that lower, pressure area of learning to then college classes. So it was just little steps to get up, so I did get used to it. And by the time I was a full-time college student, it was just normal to me because I'd been doing that type of stuff for so long. So yeah, I did go to college. Someone asked what the process is like for homeschoolers or unschoolers to go to college, and it's probably different by state, but in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you just, I didn't do it. It was my parents that did it. But you submit your grades, your transcript. You can get a diploma through the state for being homeschooled. I took the ACT, and that's what I needed to get into my college. And so that's how I did it. And again, it varies by state, but that's how I did it. And then other people asked what my relationship to learning was like, and if it's different because I was unschooled. And I think in a way it really was I do have a hunger for knowledge in some ways. I would get really excited in college and in school, if I got to come up with my own project and do that. So I think it did have an impact that way, and I still get excited of coming up with new things. I don't know if I'm more excited than other people, but I do think I have a pretty good hunger for knowledge and a desire to learn, so that's pretty cool. One thing that I will say was interesting about switching from unschooling to a more traditional schooling is one of the main things my parents wanted about unschooling was no grades. And then when I got into college, which is grades, I was just had to get A's. So it didn't really train me to not care about grades. I got obsessed with grades, so that would be something to keep in mind maybe. But yeah, that was just my experience with homeschooling and unschooling. If you have more questions, I'll try to answer them. And then I'm going to try to do a more in-depth video about the structure of the intentional community I grew up in a little bit.